As earlier, my colleague Julius gave a brief intro on our project, which is the First Bank, where we developed a bank application which has the login interface, which is this below, which is loading, and it also has what we call the dashboard that prompts users after logging in into their accounts. They will have to see something like this: First Bank Uganda account details. It will portray their name here. It can also accept them to log out. It can enable them withdraw and deposit money, see their profiles, their last transactions. They can contact the support and also log out. Then we also have this other side, which is the new bank account opening form. Under here, once I press this button, this is what we call the graphical user interface. Let's not confuse ourselves between the graphical user interface and the Apache NetBeans interface. This is the Apache NetBeans interface, the one we design it as guys doing the codes. Then this is what the user will be able to see. This is the graphical user interface. Once he presses this, we shall code all of these, whereby here to bring the branches, here it will bring the what? No, sorry, here to bring the account types, which is here below. Then here it will put what we call branches, Kampala, Mbale. Then here the minimum deposit required. Then the login button will also have to function, the restart, then the submit button. Let's close this. I'll first take you through the back end of this interface of the First Bank. Let's come here on the source. We're on design. Let's come on source. Under this, we have to call the package. This is the package name. It's called ram.firstbank. Then under here, we have what we call imports. All these imports within this Java class, which is the bank.java, they all have the importance they carry within this project. Then we also have these private labels. These are declarations. Let me begin explaining from this. Under declarations, this basically has what we call the private, not here, private label. It's private because under our dashboard, the information within this area has what you call the personal. It has what you call personal information of our clients. For example, it has the username, our last name, national ID, email, confirm email, date of birth, contact, PIN, and confirm PIN. This means that under this source code, with the source code here, this information will only be viewed by the users. It won't be portrayed on the screen once we are printing anything. None of this information will be printed out once you're running the codes. Then let's move here down and begin. Let me first also explain this briefly on up here about the input types, the imports, not inputs, and we continue a bit. The first import type is the VAX.swing, helps us in the graphical user interface, which includes this. Let me show you the JLabels, the buttons, and others. Then the next one is the JAVAAWT. Then this one helps us in the colors within the interface. This includes basically the button colors among others. Then this one which is the import java.time local date. This basically computes time into present. Then also enables automatic calculation of years among others. Then this java.util.arraylist. This creates lists within our Java programs. Then the last one here, let me choose this one. This is import java.util.login.loggers. This enables us clear errors within our Java file or program. Then we have the public class. This is basically our class, but under here we are extending the Java class to Java AX to Java X swing.jframe. This is because these are Windows web application. Then under here I talked about these declaration buttons. Then we also have these summary display areas where we have private JText area declaring that summary area equals to new area. and it gives it these two variables within the box. Then we also have here private j field deposit equals to new deposit. This enables us input new deposit within the within the dashboard once a user is logged into an account. Under here we have what we call this public oriented program, which is the public bank. This is an object which has the init component and the post init component. Under this, under the init components, this is basically the net being generated user interface, which is this, the one I've designed. This is the post init, and this is the init component. How do you call it? Let me check here. This is the init components. This is the net being generated user interface. Then the next one, which is the post init. After means post. This is the user interface, the one the customer will view. This is basically the one. Those are the meanings of those two words and those two declarations within this object. And so after this, we have to call this private void post init, then it sets the title First Bank Uganda, then dash new account opening. Then under here we have to call the pollute date of birth, year, combo, then the JBox. This basically helps us to compute the what? It's not compute, it's to calculate the age of a user once they try to enter the wrong data of their age. We all know that very well that all bank accounts accept users to what? They accept users to register with them as long as they're 18 years and above. So this is the program that deals with it, where we have a declaration of an integer, which is current here, which is equals to local date dot now. Then we have these two brackets, then dot get here. Then for that we also have what we call for integer y equals to current year minus 75 years. We also have a condition that anyone to be able to create an account with us should not exceed 70 years and above. So this is the condition that sets this variable. So let's scroll down here and explain something further under this main program. I might end up forgetting it. Here's the main program. That is the main program, which has the public static void main method. So let me begin explaining by this. Then the word public means that this method can be accessed within all the Java classes. Then this static means that this is the method within this Java class, which is bank.java. Then this void means that this method returns no value. Then this main means that this is the method which is used in a Java machine virtual interface that runs this program within here. Then this string.arguments, this basically stores all lines of command I'm trying to write within this Java class. Then let's come to these restart buttons under this private void and restarts. This private void and restarts because under this design view we have to call personal information. So personal information won't be portrayed to everyone so that everyone can view it. So that's why we use this variable private, because this information of the customer is highly sensitive, which will include surname, last name, our national ID, email confirmation, date of birth, age, then contact pin, then with confirm pin. Under this variable, we have what we call the getText field. These are buttons we use for what? These are variables we use when designing the NetBeans graphic user interface. Because we use what you call what do we use? We use what you call labels to design these. Here we use the labels which are just found within this here. Then these other spaces we use what you call text. These spaces you're seeing here, we use what you call text field for designing these. Let's remove that. Yes, let's go back to our source code. Basically that's that. Then the other importance, as you can see down here, that this private void and restart, it also clears what you call errors automatically. Let me show you an example of that. Let me try running this dashboard. So after running the dashboard, you will portray this. Let's go to sign in. So once I make any error within here, last name, let me try putting a single letter, then press submit. It will tell me that the last name letter contains 2 to 30 characters. This term means characters. It means this last name it only has what one character. You will prompt me to add one more word. So under here, once I press restart, it clears these errors. That's why this code was placed in place for private void restart. Yeah, I think I will be done by this. Then the next presenter will be Najima Jamira, who will portray us on how this platform works. She will log in into an account, deposit, withdraw, and basically the customer's information will be stored to the database. Then later, our last presenter will be Okul Emmanuel, who will present about the database management system, on how the database functions, on how it was set up, and you will also explain some parts of the back end of the database. Thank you.